Let me introduce myself. I'm Prashant Soni and I'm a blockchain developer at Venture 23. And today here I'm going to talk about a little bit about blockchain technology itself and something about how blockchain is changing Nepal forever and what are the types of projects that are ongoing in Nepal. So let's start with the news from 2019. So many of you have heard about this news that in Kanchanpur and Kailali district, there was a scam with farmers. So farmer worked hard for 3 months, and at the end, when they had to like get the results from the farming, they didn't even got 5% of what they have what they have harvested. So the problem was the seed was fake, right? So how can seed be fake and how can such things can be happen? So the first problem was the seed manufacturer and the distributors did not have any system for tracking that seed. So when like Supreme Court or even the government try to track down where that fake seed came from, there was no option to track down, and even the vendor denied that they sold those seeds. So it ended with a very bad note that those farmers, those poor farmers, uh, like had lost 17 crores of value uh, with these events. And this is a even after 2021, and even in multiple districts. So this is something like that intrigued me a lot, and I think like these are the problems that need to be solved first before any type of fast transaction or borderless payment. This is something that really matters. But let's try to solve this problem. In the age of digital banking, if I want to solve this problem by building a system, I would build a system where I will bring all the stakeholders into a platform, and I would really record all the transactions that happens between them. For example, if the seed manufacturer is manufacturing the seed and um, is distributing it to the municipality so it can be distributed further to the farmers, so I would record that thing, right? And also I would record the like lab report of those seeds, the germination percentage, it's mostly like 90%, 95%. So I would create that type of platform, and I would store everything that's happening in that supply chain in a database. So if in future there is any conflict like that with farmers, we can really track back and check who really did the fraud, and we can compensate those poor farmers. But the problem here is, can we really trust that digital database as a evidence for proving something? Because there are always persons or people, a group of people in charge to maintain that database. And just like Rahul said, uh, we are living in a weird world, right? We cannot really trust people. And the most like the major issue here is the trust factor, that we trust those people with the system that affects a lot. Like just imagine those farmers got lost 17 crore rupees, and those who just scammed them with the fake seeds can easily bribe the people who are maintaining the database in their favor, and they can change the data and they can easily escape out of this case, right? So we cannot really trust any human to maintain any sensitive type of data. And even in history, if we see, like just like Rahul said, we have seen Lalita Niwas land scam, Nepal Bhutan's Saranati scam. So what are all these is just someone manipulate those data because someone just changed the like database of and entered a fake data about ancient stock scam and on his unregistered gold import export. So there could have been a system where everything was recorded, who is in charge of that airport or that security gate for that period of time when the gold was being imported on registered way, so we can punish those type of people. And also the people will be aware that they get caught and this type of event would not have happened. but it's very easy to manipulate these things, right? And there is first place, there is no system, and second place, even if there is system, it can be easily manipulated. And if we dig it up, there are countless of examples that we can talk about, and mostly in Nepal there are like this whole system is corrupted, right? So with the current technology and the current internet, we cannot really build a system where we can remove the human factor from the equation. So we need another version of internet or another type of system where we don't need any human to validate something. We don't need any human to authorize something. So what could that type of internet would be like? So let's figure out that. So I won't be wrong if I say we pay to Facebook with our information, right, to use their service. So information is the money, internet money. So even if we look at all the other websites, not just Facebook, every website wants us to accept their cookies. And simply accepting their cookies means they can track our search histories, they can track our location and all of those stuff. So what I mean by this is, um, we have a cost that we don't see, but when it comes to sensitive information like our private chats, and even if my actions in my life, where I'm going, what I'm doing, and what am I planning, and everything like that, it is very critical for a life, for a human life, to get on internet and use the services, right? So there is another approach that says, like, hey Facebook, I don't want to give you my personal data and any right to control my information, but instead let me send you something that is valuable around the internet, and you can get that value and convert it into your revenue. So what would this type of internet would look like, right? It's really sound stupid at the moment and even impractical, because many people are bankless. If we want to pay every time for using an internet service, we would have to use banks, and like they can be slow, and even not all people can afford that, and all the stuffs like that. But there are also some questions that can come, like, even if we make a very fast transaction mechanism, how can we give value to information? So information are just like ones and zeros that are flowing through wires, right? So how can that information get value? Because we don't care when, like, some internet packets get lost into somewhere in the wire, and we have a quite a distorted video. So packets get lost, information get lost in the way. So how can we convert those type of things into something that can store value, right? How can we flow value through the wires? And another concern can be, who is going to build that, who is going to maintain that? Again, we are trying to build something, and again we will have someone or some organization whom we have to trust for building those type of system and maintaining those type of internet or those type of protocols. And another question comes, like, who is going to control that? If we convert, like, there are patents, right? So if I am building a system or new type of internet, and that's all the world wants, and I can really patent it, and I can get my like get benefit out of it. So, and that will be in my control as well. So again, who is going to control that? And at the last, like, we have to be concerned, or this is a simple concern, that digital data are simply like simply be duplicated. And if we have a value in our information, it can be simply be copied, pasted, and I can create a lot of values, which I can pay in terms, like, pay in the internet to get those services for free, right? So these are the things that are the main concern when we talk about something creating value in the internet. But this is the most beautiful thing, that a blockchain is a technology that turned this ideal approach into the evolution of internet, and it's called Web3. So simply put, like Rahul already explained all of this, so I'm just going to read it out. Okay, so Web3 simply says that instead of paying our information to use remote services on the internet, there should be another currency for the internet. That's fine, right? But how it is possible? So blockchain says I can store data in a pattern using cryptographic math, that if someone wants to corrupt it, it will be extremely difficult. So I am secure and strict database. So instead of like storing data in like rows and columns like Excel sheet, we can like group those data, generates those hashes and link two datas together. So if someone wants to manipulate one data, they have to manipulate all the other datas just because those datas are linked together. So it's difficult, but again, it's not impossible, right? So it will be like, if I don't use blockchain, it will take like 1 second to change the data. But if I am using blockchain and there are huge data, then I might take 1 day to change that data. But still, if it is in my server, I can manipulate that. I can replace the whole blockchain thing, right? I can replace the whole cryptographic thing and put my data in it and make that blockchain valid. But again, the DLT comes into play, and DLT says I can distribute the power to maintain the blockchain among public using peer-to-peer network. So it can be decentralized and never get server downtime. So DLT says, okay, blockchain is a technology that makes it difficult to manipulate any data. But if if that server gets hacked, or if the person in the control will manipulate it, it's possible. So let's do one thing. Let's distribute that blockchain data into millions of computers around the world, and let's connect them with a peer-to-peer network so they can communicate with each other in very high speed. And to add new data into their blockchain, they will they will have to go through a consensus mechanism, and there will be an instant settlement. And this term instant settlement is the thing that makes this technology um, enable the new type of internet. Because even if our current banking system, even if we can transact like 1 million transactions per second through mobile banking, there is no mechanism for instant settlement. Like you guys have experienced that even if I transfer you 1 lakh rupees through mobile banking, and if you have to if you have if it has to be reflected in your bank account, it will take 1 day, because the settlement period is large. They just cash those transactions in a temporary way. And to make it permanently registered in their database, they take certain time for validation between interbank like systems, and even sometimes international, right? So even if we get that user experience that our transaction is being so fast and all, there's no mechanism for instant settlement. And the reason is that even those banks don't trust each other, right? So there is a different mechanism for settling down interbank transaction, which is very slow, and it is hidden from like normal user like us. So we feel like, okay, mobile banking is so fast, but actually blockchain is faster, because blockchain like provides settlement within seconds among millions of computers. And that's why it has been able to be the currency of the internet. So this is I think this also answers the previous question in the chat, that like blockchain is blockchain can be used in local transactions as well or not. So this is also a reason. Yeah, it can be used in local transaction if you want real settlement or real time settlement. But if you are okay that bank just shows you, okay, your transaction has been complete, but under the hood the transaction is just pending, and it will take 1 day to get reflected in actual bank accounts, not just digital accounts, but actual lasers. Mobile banking is good, but if they use DLT technology to do instant settlement, like the cost reduction will be so low that the country will be or the bank will be going in a lot of profit. Okay, so these are the things, right? So by now we have seen that if I can store something, in a way that is permanent in the internet, that can store value. What is similar to this? Like gold. Gold is something that cannot be destroyed nor created. That's why it got value. Like I cannot like why like cotton candy have no value like gold, because it will disappear if I just put it in water, or it changes its properties. But gold is something, even if we burn or throw it away, or even we bury it under the earth for like thousands of years, it is same, right? So just like that, if I can make a information written permanently on the internet, and that will last as long as the internet lives, then it it is valuable, right? So if I say I gave ram 10 cryptocurrency, and it is written somewhere which will last forever, ram can be assured that okay, he have got something, and now he can do the same with someone else. Maybe he's using Facebook and he can pay Facebook for some services. So that's where the value comes from, right? So this is how we digitize trust factor. We don't have to trust any single entity now. We just have to trust the system, the mathematics, and mathematics never lies, but humans do. So that's the narrative of the Web3. Like, do everything with mathematics. Like, let's remove this trust factor or human factor from the equation of like providing the authority or providing the validation of something. Now, like we have talked much about this Web3 blockchain DLT. Now let's talk about why digitizing trust will be a revolution for Nepal. So we all know the major problem or the root cause of all the problems in Nepal is corruption, right? So if I have to like decode all the problems, it will end to corruption somewhere. So the main target is to make a system that cannot be corrupted, that cannot be tampered, or that can is not controlled by any people in power, even prime minister or president. So that is the thing that will solve all the problems of Nepal, if not all, many. When I say many, I mean like I see it as like the step from going from developing country to developed country, if that potential is um, utilized in time. So let's talk about some of the problems and some of the projects that is ongoing in Nepal, and it is going to change Nepal forever. So I have explained about this seed problem in my previous slide. So there is a project which is trying to solve this problem, and they are using blockchain technology. This solution is initiated by government themselves. So the fact that the government do not like blockchain technology, or they have just the narrative, or maybe literally they have said cryptocurrency, blockchain is banned. So they love this technology because this is solving a lot of problem. And I'm working on this supply chain problem in Nepal. So this project is going to be out in January, sometime in January. So you guys can check that out. And this is going to be the first blockchain network of Nepal as well. And a lot of companies and government bodies are looking at this project, because the success of this project will open a gateway to new tech landscape in Nepal, and that is going to be very used. And another project that is going that like I like the most is electronic voting in Nepal. And like using blockchain technology will enable so much like solves problems like we don't have to travel multiple days to our district to vote. Like even if I replace paper with any electronic device for vote counting, it won't solve that problem of traveling, right? So and it has never been possible to install or integrate internet in a voting machine due to security issue. But now blockchain has enabled such type of application and such type of solutions, that now we can really make our internet a secure medium to transact things and authenticate without any central party. Like if I have to build an electronic voting system with current technology in the internet, like at least we have to maintain a server in the Nirvachan Ayog, and that is a problematic because the chief or like the controller of that database may be a member of some parties, right? And nobody will trust that system. So without DLT or without blockchain, this type of solutions are like unimaginable, and it will be very hard to build or very hard to gain trust from the people. So when I'm saying like digitizing trust or decentralizing trust is the main thing that will solve a lot of problem, this is what I mean by that. And also we are like Nepal is looking to build central bank digital currency. So I just want to take a moment here to explain why digital bank a central bank digital currency instead of mobile banking. So what will be the difference? Even if mobile banking might be faster, like 10 times, and central bank digital currency might transact in 10 seconds, and mobile banking can transact in 1 second. Central bank digital currency is important because this will give you the authority to hold that currency. Like when we deposit something in bank, it's not different than saying I'm giving that bank 75% right to use my money. Because once the bank gets bankrupt, only 25% of the fund will be returned to the citizen or the users. So this is a rule. And whenever I'm depositing something in the bank, I'm taking the 75% risk of losing my funds. Right. So central bank digital currency is a type of digital currency that is totally self-sovereign, which means I will own that currency. It's same like cryptocurrency, but the value is promised by the government. And it's same like having cash in my pocket and having central bank digital currency in my phone. It's not same that having cash in your pocket and having that same amount in your mobile banking. Those things are different, right? So you are exchanging those medium of um, exchange or currency. You are exchanging that. It's not same. So whenever you use mobile banking, it's a commercial application. So mobile banking charges you some percentage fee when you transact. Central bank has no right to do that because they have to create a currency that do not have any type of transaction fee. And it's like, just imagine a cash is taking a shape of a digital currency. So there are a lot of underlying things as well. Also, disaster aid distribution. So this has been a lot. This is a very big problem because the people who are collecting those aids like are corrupting those aids in a way that it's really feels inhuman to hear about those news. Like if someone collects 1 lakh rupees and maybe जाजरकोटको भुइँचालोमा दिनुपर्ने छ भने they will just give 10,000 rupees. Okay, so see where humanity, or see where the world is going when it comes to this money, or like earning money, earning easy money. So many organizations like UNO and UN and other WHO are looking forward for this disaster aid distribution mechanism where they can directly send those funds to the victims or those who have been affected through location-based sensing of where the people were at the time of disaster and all other mechanism. But this is very this is very important, right? We can reduce a lot of corruption, and that is fair for the victims, right? So another main project is blood supply management. So we have seen we have to or a patient party have to run blood banks to get that blood. But now there are a system being built where all the blood bank will be connected to a network, and there will be a single source of information, and the blood packets will act as an asset because they are asset, right? So it can be like transferred, or you will know where your blood is going. Like there are issues where you donate your blood for free, but in name of that packaging and that logistic, they're charging a lot of money. So you want to have that information, how much your blood, or when your blood, or who is taking your blood, um, and things like that, right? So, and sometimes like this is very I feel bad to say, but there have been a lot of corruption in this field as well, like creating an artificial shortage of blood, even if they have a lot in the storage, and that blood is going waste, but still they create that scarcity to like just earn money. So these types of things have been happening, but uh, it's really difficult to take these things out, but sooner or later this problem will be solved. Also, Tribhuvan University is trying to build a education certificate system, because now students are getting problem in foreign when foreign universities do not trust that the education certificates are real. So Tribhuvan University is looking to build a DLT platform, or use a DLT platform blockchain to digitize their certificate. So anyone in the world or any other university can verify the certification of that student. And again, the identity management. This is very critical thing. And the world is looking at this, like even in Nepal, even if the government or the governmental bodies are not interested in doing this, but there are international pressures to do this internet identity management on DLD platform, because like things like identifying a terrorist in a country, or even some bad actors, is very crucial, right? So these types of projects have been um, ongoing in Nepal, and there are many more, because cryptocurrency is banned. No one will publicly officially come and publish that, okay, we are doing this type of project. But under the scene, there have been a lot of activity going into the blockchain field, and like a lot of them are legal. It's not like everyone is hiding their project because it's illegal. Just the thing is, like, they have been developing, but they are not been able to take it to the production just because cryptocurrency is banned. And yeah, so these are the projects that are going, right? And I want to address this, like, we have been very we are expecting a lot from the Nagrik app, but Nagrik app has really serious problems. So Nagrik app was supposed to be a platform, an open platform for integrating multiple other solutions into the platform. For example, if I can pay my electric bill, or even if I can prove my identity, I can apply for a new document for government, or even I can sign my document digitally. So Nagrik app was supposed to be like that, but it is being built like a closed ecosystem. So even if it's just like, however, how much the government developers on the government side can build. Otherwise, it is not open to people like us, so we can contribute to the system. So this is a very pressing issue, and this problem can also be solved by blockchain, because when Rahul talked about the Ethereum platform. So Ethereum, just like Ethereum platform, people can like just deploy their application, and if that's helpful for people or other people, they will use it. And for the government compliance and the legal compliance, it's transparent. The codes are transparent for the government. So this type of solution could have been possible if we would have used a DLT instead of just making it a closed system. And also, there is no blueprint for Nagrik app. So we don't know how Nagrik app should look like, but I have researched in this, and I've talked to some like very senior people. Nagrik app was supposed to be like there is an Andhra Pradesh project called eSeva, and I'm just sharing a small story. So that eSeva was supposed to be here, and it was a project before this king resigned. But they just made eSeva like a payment platform. eSeva was supposed to be the actual Nagrik app, and this Nagrik app was supposed to be an open system, but it's closed. Okay, and the same with national ID. Like, what are they doing? They're just collecting data, and they have no plan for how to give access to people, how to give access to the organization for using that data, and it's not secure. And again, there is a pressing concern that they are taking my fingerprint, my retina scan, which is very critical uh, data that can like put me in a lot of problem around the world if that gets leaked, right? So what are the plans for government to secure those types of data? They have no plans. uh, and also NID is phased out, right? We have to, like, we are going on a direction of online identification, and they are just still trying to build a electronic identification, so which will be again in a closed system. So these types of problem can be solved by blockchain. So right. So we have been hopeful from Nagrik app and national ID for our common dream of digital Nepal, but it is not going in that direction. But we are building, or we are like working for developing a national blockchain network that will actually fulfill um, the requirement and the dreams for digital Nepal. And at the same time, these are the types of project that will be enabled when we will have a national blockchain. So this type of problem will reduce a lot of friction in the government activities. At the same time, it will really help our national economy. And I want to take this moment to share about Samrachana protocol. This is the protocol our team have been working, and this is a testnet for Nepal. So there is a good news that just today, a first like in a hackathon, a team used our protocol to solve a problem of identity for Nepal, and using other testnet was not possible. They were getting a lot of cross questions and like a difficult uh, environment to use other testnets. And the problem we have solved with this testnet, they have really built a great application out of it. And we have opened this testnet for every student so they can build on top of it and provide a minimum viable product or even prototype to demonstrate to government officials or even companies or even people or friends to educate them about blockchain and Web3. So this is our project for our community. Thank you. This much from me. If you have any questions, we can connect in any of this platform. And yeah, I want to ask host to take the mic.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prashant. Yeah, it was a nice presentation. So you talk about the digital Nepal, right? And your company, which you have been working for the uh, means the protocol for the blockchain. So it is on the running phase or it is on the POC stage. So can you just give some point on that?
Okay. So I hope we are talking about this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like when we develop a blockchain network, so the first phase is the testnet network. So it's accessible to everyone, and people come and test the things, and if something is broken, they get to fix, the developers get to fix it. So we are in the testnet phase, and once we are like it's a proven, we have the framework we are using is proven, so there won't be anything broken. But at the same time, we are finding ways to make it make the ecosystem sustainable. And the next phase after this testnet will be the mainnet, and in the mainnet we will actually have applications deployed in this network, which will be used by government, IT companies, and even we will be looking forward to connect this network to other network like Bitcoin, Ethereum, for this like a bit um, more monitored way for using cryptocurrency in Nepal. So these are the plans, and this is accessible to anyone right now. I will provide like if you guys are interested in using this network, you can just text me and I will provide the links. And even if you need some coins that we build which do not have value in the market, but you can really know how to use this network, we will send you the coins as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So if possible, you can just share the link of this one in the chat also, so that
So
everyone can see. So thank you so much for your nice presentation on solving the problem of blockchain in Nepal.